Hey everyone, Wilfully here, and welcome to Will I Live? This is a series where I take on some of the world's worst horror worlds imaginable and ask that one simple question that truly matters: would I survive? Using a stat sheet I created based on my own highly scientific self-assessment, will break down my strength, intellect, speed, charisma, fear resistance, and horror knowledge. And then I'll stack those stats against the nightmares of today's settings and try to answer: would I make it out alive or just become another bloodstain on the floor? Let's find out. All right, before we dive into the nightmare fuel, let's take a look at me, your brave and underqualified horror host. The first stat we have is intellect. I rated myself a 6 out of 10, not a genius, but I know better than to split up or read Latin out loud. The next is strength. I can lift the couch when agility is involved or swing a bat. Also, I go to the gym about 4 times a week, 5 times on a good week. So I gave myself a nice solid middle ground there. I'm not Eddie Hall, but I ain't no weakling either. So I gave myself a 5. The next stat is speed. I gave myself a 4 out of 10. If something's chasing me, I'll run. I just won't be able to run for very fast or very long. I'm not a cardio guy. The next stat is charisma. I love charisma. I gave myself an 8 out of 10. Can probably talk my way out of dying or into becoming the final sacrifice. 50-50 shot on that. But it's my favorite stat in Fallout, and I believe it's my favorite stat in real life. I love to talk, and I can ramble. Let me stop rambling. Next is my fear resistance. I gave myself a 3 out of 10. If you watch me play any of these games, you know I am not the most bravest soul around. I say I'm fine, but I'm not fine. I flinch at a toaster sound. Thanks. The next stat I decided to talk about was horror knowledge. I gave myself a 9 out of 10. I've seen every mistake characters make in horror. I'll probably make those mistakes just in my own way. So a 9 out of 10. All right, so that is my stat. So yeah, I'm not exactly the Doomslayer, but I'm not bait either, probably. Let's see. But let's put these stats to the test and see if I got what it takes to survive in the world of Silent Hill. Today's nightmare, Silent Hill 2. A place where fog never clears, reality melts you like wax, and the monsters aren't just out to kill you, they are you. Survival here isn't just physical, it's personal. So let's see how my stats hold up in a town built to break people like me. I rated my intellect a 6 out of 10. Puzzles, no problem. I can match keys to doors, decode diary clues like a champ, but when Silent Hill starts to twist the laws of reality, my 6 out of 10 brain is gonna glitch. I'll be questioning if I'm real and during mid-combat, if reality itself is real. I'm gonna be extremely mindful. Next, we have my strength. I rated myself a 5 out of 10. I go to the gym relatively 4 to 5 times a week. I can swing a pipe once, maybe twice, but as a pacifist, fighting a crawling meat bag with no face, all I'm probably gonna do is slow it down while it tries to chomp on me. It would be more of a struggle than a fight at the end of the day. Next, we have my speed. I gave myself a modest 4 out of 10. Silent Hill ain't about outrunning things, it's about walking into the dark with nothing but guilt. Still, with a 4 out of 10 speed, I'm the guy who's tripping over the fog and yelling, "Wait up!" while Pyramid Head slightly judges me. And we all love Pyramid Head. Next is my charisma. I gave myself an 8 out of 10. You'd think charisma wouldn't matter here, but when you're hallucinating and talking back, charm might buy you a few seconds. Maybe I can convince Maria I'm not worth keeping alive, or talk to the cultists out of sacrificing me. Talk the talk. It probably won't work, but I'll try in style. Then we have my fear resistance. It's a 3 out of 10. 3 words: radio, static, panic. As soon as my little radio starts to hear the little shishing noise, a static noise, I probably am gonna poop my pants, and if the darkness shifts or I hear any breathing behind me, I'm in the full fetal position. Verdict, instant trauma unlocked, possible crying. Now here's my strongest stat. My horror knowledge, 9 out of 10. Here's where I shine. I know what to watch out for, you know, like twisted symbols, to never trust anything that looks too familiar, and that the real enemy is often myself. I recognize the cycles, the fog, the lies, but knowing you're doomed doesn't save you. So it just narrates it better. So the final verdict is, so would I survive Silent Hill? Probably not. I'll spend the first hour solving riddles, the second hour questioning my existence, and the third screaming into the void. But hey, at least my stats will look cool while I go down swinging. So next time we'll see if I can fare any better somewhere less foggy, maybe like a haunted asylum or back rooms. Until then, stay scared, stay smart, and pray your town doesn't start looking a little off. And if anyone else wants to join me in this stat would I survive, let me know. Let's come up with some stats for you. Anyways, if you like this video, please drop that like and subscribe if you want to see future updates in this series. I'm really happy to do this, and I'm wanting to do it with everybody. And remember, if no one else loves you, I love you. Have a good day. God bless.